Yo, what's up, guys? It's me, your boy, TPT, coming to you live. Not live, should I say, and not from Twitch TV either. Hope you guys are having a good day today. To be honest, I haven't really got anything planned for this. I was just gonna do like a, I guess you could call it a late night live commentary. Just talk about whatever's on my mind and upload it to YouTube, and you guys can watch it. So I just figured I'll jump right in because I haven't really got anything else to do. Yeah, so look, I hope you guys have been, enjoying the consistent streams as of recently. I know we've been streaming a lot more than we did prior because I've been on holidays from work and that, and it's been pretty good. It's been really nice actually, just taking a break from stuff, cause, there's a lot's been going on this year, so it's just, it just feels good to not have to do anything for a while, to be honest. Don't really know what else to say. I have been liking, the YouTube channel's actually been growing pretty consistently. I wish I could make it grow faster, but there's only so much I can do about that. I guess I could start maybe uploading other types of videos, but I don't even know where I even want to go with the YouTube. I'm not actually entirely sure where I'd actually want to go with it, so that's why I haven't. I've just sort of been uploading my typical sort of videos. I just haven't done anything particularly crazy. I want to make some more meme videos, but I just don't really know what exactly I want to make them on. To be honest, I don't, because with those sort of videos, they're very spur of the moment. I don't like think them out in advance. I'll normally just come across something. I'll just be doing stuff, and I'll come across something and be like, hey, I could use that for a video. And then I just end up making it into one. There's no forethought or anything before it. It just sort of happens. So that's sort of why there's not really any consistency with those ones. So I try and upload other stuff. But to be honest, it will I will probably be uploading less soonish because I'm going back to work this week on Thursday. It's my first day back. Lockdown did end. We had like a 3-day lockdown because there was someone with the UK virus, like the UK strand of the virus, ended up appearing in Brisbane, and apparently they'd been walking around a bunch and stuff, so they just shut the whole place down for about, they just shut the whole place down for 3 days. They're just like, alright, you're not allowed to leave your house for 3 days. And it's like, oh, I mean, I wasn't planning on going anywhere anyway, so no biggie there. But oh, come on, I missed that. That's annoying. Yeah, so it's just like, oh well, look, I guess that happened. It's again no real biggie. I don't mind. I wasn't planning on doing anything anyway. I'm not not a very exciting person, to be honest, much to my dismay. But I mean, again, I don't really care that much. It's just, frankly, like I said, I'm on university holidays as well. I don't get back till the start of March, so I still got quite a while on that one. I still got quite a while before I have to go back. So I've just been messing around, trying to stream, trying to record regularly, just pump out some nice content for you guys. I would like the channel to grow, but to be honest, at this point the market's already too saturated, so the chances of me ever growing beyond like a small community is highly unlikely. But at the same time, it's not non-existent, so if I could make it grow faster, I would. But obviously, I don't know no one told me the tricks of the trade, so I'm just sort of making up as I go, to be honest. That's all there really is to it, just making up as I go. Don't really have any background knowledge, I have talked to a few people with some more experience in the topic than me, but you know, like that. Even then, they can only provide so much as well, which is unfortunate because you know I really like doing it. Sometimes League can be a bit of a bitch, but I mean every game can be a bit of a pain at times. It's just how you deal with it, you know. Like, are you able to sit through that pain when it matters? And I think I do. Sometimes I do give up a bit early, like today my internet died out of nowhere, and I just said, look, fuck it, I'm not having fun playing League today anyway. I will be playing it tomorrow though, so which will probably actually be the day this gets uploaded. So stream today will be League. It'll be me getting coached by Havoc, also known as Jacob, as you guys probably know him. He's one of my buddies. He's one of the boys. He's a real cool lad. He's also a pretty high-ranked player on the Australian Oceanic server. Gonna be going pro soon, I can tell. I already know. It's gonna happen. That's actually pretty nice to get that. It's right on the Ottoman border. But yeah, you know, I can totally see it happening. I think he's a really good player. He performs consistently in scrims and that, and he's definitely better than me. So I can, you know, I know I get told I have a bit of an ego, but I ain't egotistical enough to pretend like I'm better than him. So that's why I'm getting some coaching, boys. Hopefully improve. I'll probably do it. It's gonna be in ranked most likely. I don't really see any reason why it wouldn't be. So I'll probably be doing my placements at that point. I'd also like to appreciate that Hummus, it doesn't even have Hummus anymore. But yeah, I'll probably be doing my placements during that point. So it's gonna be interesting. Might get a little toxic, but honestly, like, if I'm getting inted, I don't see why I should have to, you know, ooh, it's okay guys, we can win. Like, I don't see why I should have to baby people just because they're running it down. Just feels dumb to me. You don't get an option, to be honest, but it doesn't make it feel less stupid to me. I really hate that fact. Like, it just feels dumb that in order to win you have to just basically mental support your teammates. You know, like, they're a bunch of 6-year-olds. It's not fun, but I mean, if you want to win, you don't really have a choice. Or, I mean, at least until you get to the point where you're good enough to just 1v9 anyway. You know, unless you get to that point. But I can do that sometimes, but, you know, I wouldn't say I do it consistently. So I'm not really at that point yet. I still have to baby my team's mental, or just, like, flame them because it's norms and I don't give a crap. I feel like the League community's just got a lot of problems with it. It's very dysfunctional. The developer doesn't care. Like, frankly, as soon as you have a game where the developers don't care, then I don't really know how you expect the players to care. If the developers don't care, the players won't, because you can't. It's sort of a bit. It's honestly actually a good way of comparing this to like a streamer. You know, if a streamer is not having fun in a game, the audience will tell, and they won't be having fun either. So, like, if they're not having fun, why are they still trying? You know, like, what if you're not even like trying to fix the game, why are you still bothering? Oh, because you made $1.75 billion in 2020? Oh, okay. Well, fair enough, I guess. You know, it's just all about money to them. They're releasing. They actually released their plan for like how many skins they're going to be releasing this year. I believe it's about 140. You know, I believe it's about 140 skins, but I can't help but notice that they didn't mention the client at all. You know, I can't help but notice they didn't mention the client in things they're going to be releasing. You know, honestly, at this point, I feel like some people would be fine with just bringing back the original client. You know, I feel like some people would honestly be fine with that at this point. And I don't know, I never used the original client, so I can't really comment on that much, but it kind of says a lot when people are just begging for the old client back. Even though that one I'm pretty sure was also quite buggy. And yet that's still considered the preferable alternative. Just seems crazy to me. You know, I guess it just really shows just how little Riot gives a shit. Like, it's like people joke about it. Like people joke like Riot doesn't care, and honestly, I would say there probably is people in Riot that do genuinely care about the game. But it wouldn't surprise me if most people just didn't. Like, most of those people don't care about the game. They just see it as a job. And I can't fault them for that. But at the same time, like, it really shows in your work. If you don't enjoy your job, and it's something like it's something as, like, creating entertainment for people, okay? If you're just in a dead-end desk job, you know, if you're just in, like, a fucking office job, and you don't care about your work, frankly, no one's gonna care. As long as you get your work done to an acceptable standard. But when you're making something personal, like you know, entertainment, if you don't care, it really shows. And I don't think Riot's quite understood that yet. Or even if the people making it do care, the people who are running it, like the execs, don't care. Also, I feel like a lot of them don't actually play. Like, I know people joke about this, but again, I also feel like a lot of them don't even play their own game. Because it just feels like they make decisions that no person who actually plays League would ever do. And it just baffles me, man. I just don't understand why. I just don't understand why. You know, like, to be fair, okay, to be completely fair to Riot, you also do have to consider the fact that in a game like a MOBA, where there's so many champs at this point that it's almost impossible to balance properly, because you just have such a wide variety of champions and just a huge number of items in that it's pretty much gotten to a point where it is probably essentially impossible to like actually balance it. So, like, I don't even know if I can entirely blame them, but at the same time, like, while balancing might be an issue, it doesn't explain the fact that, you know, like, it doesn't explain the fact that, yeah, okay, so balancing may be hard. What about the client? How hard is it to fix the client? It can't be that hard to fix a client because there are so many bugs. Like, I would say fixing the client is the equivalent of walking your dog through the dog park and trying not to step in shit. There is shit everywhere, okay? But instead of trying to fix it or clean it up, you know, like, picture them as like the city council, right? You know, like, they look after the park. They're supposed to be, like, cleaning up the dog shit. Instead of cleaning it up, they just sort of step over it. They just sort of go like, oh, not my problem. And it's just really fucking disgusting, honestly. They just completely ignore all of the problems and continue just getting paid for it. It's why I personally, like, I've never bought anything off Riot. I did buy RP once to purchase a Christmas gift for somebody, but I never actually have spent money for myself on it, and I don't think I ever will, because until Riot's attitude with it changes, then I don't really see why mine should. If Riot's attitude to the game isn't going to change, then why should mine? Because they clearly don't care, so why should I? And frankly, I would say that's the attitude with a lot of players in the game. If Riot doesn't care, why should I? And again, I don't know if I can blame them. Like, if your dev just doesn't care about your game and continues to constantly release bad updates or just not release the thing that's necessary and is exclusively focusing on things that benefit them personally, like, for example, skins and music videos. Now, don't get me wrong, Riot video games, you know, their music videos are fucking dope. They're bangers. But, you know, how can you be so good at music and then just completely ignore the rest of your game? Like, what? It just doesn't really make sense to me. I don't understand it. It's just weird. Like, you put so much time and effort and care into these music videos because, again, like, they are just beautifully created. Okay, the animations are jaw-dropping. The lyrics and the singing is always well crafted and, you know, well performed. And then Like, you know, like it always gets you, it never fails to get you hyped up. And then you just get in the game and it's just a feeling of just, what the fuck is this? Like this isn't what this is what I signed up for. You know, this is not what I signed up for. Okay, because I saw what they did in this music video and I come in here and this is how I'm rewarded. Okay, I actually saw a it was an article from it was from a gaming website, like from a gaming article website, and they did a study of around 2,000 League players. They interviewed over 2,000 League players, and of those 2,000 League players, 98% said that they had been flamed in game. And the funny part is that for a survey of those 2,000 people, the error margin was 2%. So essentially, what that means is it's entirely possible that every single person of those 2,000, so 100% of that 2,000 people, have been flamed. Now, obviously, you can't guarantee it because that's what an error margin is. But what that is essentially insinuating is that up to 2,000 people out of 2,000 people have been flamed playing League. And like, if that doesn't sum up the level of toxicity in the community, I don't know what does. When you interview 2,000 people, like, obviously you've got to consider the fact that 2,000 is a very small percentage of the League player base, but that is still a very significant sample size. That is still 2,000 people, okay? If it was like 100 or like 50, alright, even then, 100% of people interviewed said that they had been flamed in game. That just feels so unacceptable to me. But you think about it and you think that Riot just doesn't give a shit. Like, Riot just doesn't care. Because you can have that happen. Okay, when 2,000 people get flamed, and that's probably not of this happening for the first. That's not a new thing. You know, that's not a new occurrence. When did he rival me? Oh, that's not good. Yeah, like that's not a new occurrence. That's been happening for so long now, and they just don't care. You know. Like, you'd think at a point that you would eventually realize, hey, maybe we just don't. Maybe we try and fix the flame, like the reporting system. Maybe we bring back Tribunal, and they tried to fix it, and yet it just hasn't worked. Or like another classic example, okay, and this just happened today, alright? The Baus, who's a very well-known League streamer in EU West, I want to say. I know he's EU, I believe it's EU West. He got reported 7 times in 20 games, and that was enough to get his account permanently suspended for 14 days. It wasn't permanent, sorry. It was suspended for 14 days for inting. So he sent in a ticket. He's like, hey, look, I'm a streamer. Can I get my account back? And frankly, and he did, okay? Now, that would be all well and good, right? Because he didn't int, okay? He didn't, alright? It didn't happen. He wasn't inting, it was just bad games. And it's like, okay, great. So, you know, if they false report, if you accidentally get banned, you've got to show it, you know, you got a chance, right? Because he got unbanned when he was wrongly banned, so that means I can get unbanned, right? No. Because I don't contribute to Riot making money, or at least I don't contribute enough for them to care. Okay, so he's a thousands of viewers streamer, so he brings in a lot of dough for Riot because he's attracting a lot of people to the game, right? So he's bringing in a lot of cashola. Alright, so yeah, great, you know, he's bringing in a lot of cash. That must mean, you know, oh, let's treat him right. But then, oh, you know, say alright, I got permanently suspended on League for telling telling the enemy team in old chat to report my Twitch for being racist. Now, first of all, keep in mind, I'm actually Australian. I'm not Asian. I'm white as mayonnaise. But he told me to go back to China, because he was running it down, and he blames me for it. So he told me to go back to China. And I'm like, hey, look, this Twitch is racist. Can you please report him? And then the entire enemy team reported me, first of all. Oh, sorry, they reported me instead. Now, first of all, okay, it's already bad enough that, you know, that I have to manually say that. By the way, his account was not banned. He is still playing to this day. Okay, I can tell you that he is still playing to this day. Alright, he was not banned. I know because I was actually permanently banned from that game. Alright. He was playing just 2 days ago. I was banned 3 days ago. He was playing just 2 days ago. He might have gotten banned eventually. Hopefully he did, honestly. He might have just been a 14-day, to be frank. But his name, Off Meta X Support, by the way, in case you're wondering. He was playing Twitch. He's a support player. So if you ever see him, just give him a quick dodge. It's not worth it. He's just a toxic piece of shit. But yeah, so I got permanently banned, and he kept on playing games. Because I was falsely reported. I had gotten a 10-game chat restriction prior to that, which I'll admit was deserved. I was being a little toxic. Was it toxic enough to get a 10-game chat restriction? Probably not, but you know, like, it wasn't completely unwarranted. So, you know, fair enough. You know, I'll take it I'll take it on the chin. But at the very least, if you're going to permanently ban me for getting wrongfully reported for air quotes racism, when I literally didn't say I barely said anything. I literally, like, so it turns out, alright, if you didn't know this, that by asking people in all chat to ban someone, that is actually considered an offense in Riot's eyes. That is, if you are asking people to report in all chat to report someone, okay, for being flaming a team chat, that is considered toxic. That's considered toxic. Okay, and it's like, yeah, okay, so I could just mute him and report him myself, right? Well, guess what? I did report him. He's still not banned. Right? He wasn't banned, and I was. So if muting people and reporting them at the end of the game is the way you're supposed to do it, then how come when I did it, nothing happened, despite clear racism? Shouldn't racism be something that you just get automatically banned for? Like, shouldn't that be something you get banned for? Not telling someone to report them for racism? It just feels very contradictory to me. It doesn't make sense to me. You know, like, I just don't, why, like, if that's what you're supposed to do, then how come it doesn't work? If that's what you're supposed to do, how come it doesn't work? How come he isn't banned and I am? Despite the fact that he was the racist. Now, I guess it is, like, it is obviously mostly the fault of the auto reporter, like the auto ban, which is, that's not good. You know, like, it is probably the fault of the auto reporter. Oh, sorry, the auto banner. I might actually just save that one for now and play this one later. So I can understand, you know, like a like an accidental. Oh yeah, look, you probably shouldn't have you probably shouldn't have said it in old chat. And it's like, okay, look, if that's the case, why is he still playing? All right. Why does the auto banner pick up someone typing old chat saying report blah please? He was being racist. I didn't even repeat what he said, by the way. I didn't even repeat it because I knew if I repeated it, I'd probably get flagged as well. because he was clearly going to ban me. There was no doubt in my mind about that. He was very clearly going to report me, I mean. And it's like, okay, well, he can report me all he wants, but why? You know, it shouldn't matter because I wasn't the one being a racist piece of shit, right? Well, apparently, that's not the case. And it doesn't matter if he's the racist piece of shit, I'm still the one that gets punished just... Even, I was going to say just as much, but it's not. It's even more than him. I was punished even more than him because I dared to ask the enemy team to report him. Because I dared to ask the enemy team to assist me in making sure that this player got punished, okay? I was trying to help out their auto banner, and instead of helping out their auto banner, I got fucking banned for it. Like, you can't make this shit up, man. You just can't make this shit up. It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. And like, on, you know, speaking on the fact of streamers, frankly, I think that streamers are a lot of the problem. And I will admit I've contributed my own small way to this. I average like 5 to 7 viewers, so don't get me wrong, I'm not exactly tier 1. But Riot practically endorses the toxicity of League players. Like, they practically endorse it. They don't just, you know, they aren't non-complicit, but they literally endorse it. Like, when Tyler 1, okay, he was a toxic as fuck streamer, and frankly, he can still be pretty toxic, right? That's just his ego, okay? Now, it is relatively clear that it's a personality. Like, I'm sure he's actually probably a very nice guy, but it's very toxic. You know, that's just a statement of fact that you can't argue on that matter. It's just the truth. Alright? It's the truth. There's no arguing about it. And yet, when he went on his air quotes reformed journey, you know, Riot was essentially directly they were basically directly promoting him with that. And he's still quite toxic, alright? I actually don't even mind watching him sometimes. I think he can be quite funny. He does have a great, he does have a great personality for entertainment. Not really my style. I'm not a huge fan of him. I don't watch him that often. I might watch his YouTube videos sometimes. But like, they're literally just actively endorsing toxicity because Tyler 1 is the face of League, and he's also the face of Toxic League too. You know, I don't really think there's any doubts on that, if you ask me. You know, it's pretty obvious that he is the face of Toxic League, and yet they encourage that, okay? TF Blade, whiny piece of shit, okay? Quite toxic, just total fucking baby, right? And again, they basically actively encourage him to be a whiny piece of shit, and it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand why they let these just children, like these grown children, be the face of this game. And frankly, I think it encourages people like that because they see, hey, look, this guy is the biggest face of League and he's toxic, so that must mean if I'm toxic, I can be big like him. You know? And because they're so fucking childish, frankly, I would say the average viewer base is probably about 14 to 17. So children, basically, alright? They're not very smart. You know, they'll normally be edgy 16-year-old teens, you know. You know, when we all, all browsing the 4chans and, posting the memes and the alt-right memes. Just like being children, okay? Because adults don't do that, children do that. Well, adults and large, children and grown children, shall we say, because they're not adults if they're doing that at the age of like 40, okay? That's not an adult. That's just a grown child. You know, some people never grow out of their childhood. You know, which is very, very unfortunate, but it does happen. And you just have to be willing to accept that fact. And so, you know, like, they see him acting that way, and they're like, well, this must be okay then, right? Because he's doing it. And no, it's really not. But they don't realize that, because all they can see is Tyler fucking won, bitch. To quote him directly, of course. And it just really annoys me that you know, that sort of person is the face of League. And it doesn't help that Riot's reporting system is broken, okay? Bring back Tribunal. Bring back player-controlled reporting. Because that was so much more unbiased than your system, okay? How about, for example, alright, there was a glitch not long ago in which could be Poppy in spawn, and you could hit every single thing on the map from spawn, right? And a number of people got banned because they were unlucky to go up against those Poppies before it was patched out. Okay, now if you have a Tribunal, alright, not only would that be less likely to happen, they wouldn't get banned for false reasons, but on top of that, the glitch would also probably be noticed faster, because those people would watch that game and be like, hey, that doesn't look right to me. You know, like, hey, that doesn't seem like that's supposed to be happening. Maybe I should help report it to Riot. You know? Maybe I should speak up about this. But instead, you've just got these bots, these poorly designed, poorly coded, poorly optimized bots that just don't do their job. They just don't do their job. You know? And there's just not much you can do about it. You're just forced to just suck it the fuck up. You know, if you get wrongfully banned, you get wrongfully banned, because you can send in a ticket all you want, but unless you're a streamer with averaging above 1,000 views, you're not going to be unbanned. You're going to be told, no, this was right, you're wrong, this seems like it was intentional feeding. They won't actually watch it. They'll just tell you that this was a correct ban, and then they'll just leave you permanent for no reason, right? Hell, sometimes, okay, for that racism thing, normally you go from a 10-day chat restriction to a 10-game chat restriction to like a 25 game, right? Then you go to a 14-game chat restriction, a 14-day suspension, okay? So you go from 10 to 25 games to a 14-day suspension, and then you get perma banned, okay? This one, it didn't even bother with those steps. It literally just went right to the ban phase. And it's just like, are you serious? Are you kidding me, right? You don't actually just, like, what the fuck? What happened to, you know, like, a chance? Like, cause it was wrongful. Like, if I wasn't banned, you know, if I was just chat restricted wrongfully, that's okay. Frankly, I can deal with that. I'm a fucking adult. What does piss me off is when I'm wrongfully banned and it's a permanent ban, so I lose all the progress I've just made on that account for no reason. No fucking reason. And it just is so dumb. You know, like, surely if you're going to suspend someone, you should at least make sure that it's not just people falsely reporting them for a fucking meme. Because that's why they did it. It was for a meme. Alright? They literally said it in all chat. You could read the chat logs and you could see that. Okay? And frankly, look, until this type of shit gets fixed and Riot actually does something about the problem in the community, like, they can pander, they can say, oh look, we've been fixing our game, you know, we care about the community. Look at us, we're actively working to prevent toxicity from spreading by falsely banning people who did nothing wrong. Okay? I'm not fucking George Epstein here. Alright, I was falsely reported, but it doesn't matter. Because false bans exist. And again, if you're a big streamer with over 1,000 viewers, you're fine, bro. You're shilling, to use that oversaturated, really annoying word that just gets used at every possible opportunity, and I personally, I hate it. All right, no personal hate against the Baus. I honestly don't even think he's that bad of a guy. He seems like a pretty nice guy, but the preferential treatment is just blatant and it's disgusting. Okay, half of these streamers are being intentionally toxic for more views because people will watch toxic people. I will admit, I've fallen trapped to it as well. I act toxic on stream and more people come and watch it, okay? I'm not going to lie. I've done it myself, okay? I'm willing to take the hit on that one. But pretending otherwise, alright, and just giving preferential treatment to people who have not, who the only way they've deserved it is basically by lining Riot's pockets. So you could almost call it bribery if it was intentional. If it was intentionally done, you'd call it bribery, actually. If it was done with intention, you'd call it bribery. Because the reason they're getting preferential treatment is because they've paid more. Well, not necessarily because they've paid more, sorry, but because they earn Riot more. You know, they earn Riot more. And you know, like, it just feels wrong to me. It feels off. It doesn't make sense. And yet it just continues to happen day after day. You know, you'll see people complaining on Twitter, right? No, I'm not a fan of Twitter, to be honest. I frankly hate the platform half the time, but you'll just see people complain on Twitter, you know, why was I falsely banned? And they'll literally have screenshots which make it very clear that they were not banned correctly. And yet you won't see them getting unbanned. They'll just stay permanent because they don't make Riot as much money as the Baus or Tyler fucking One. And it's just really disgusting. Anyway, look, I think I've ranted on this topic for long enough. I was actually originally planning on making this into like a proper edited video, but unfortunately my 30 plus hours of editing, it got corrupted, and so I lost the entire thing of 30 plus hours of work, of editing, writing the script, everything. So I just sort of ad-libbed it on this one, but I still just wanted to talk about it because it's a serious issue, and the way I see it, I don't think it's going to be solved anytime soon, because I don't think the people who it's their job to solve it ever will, because they are perpetuating the problem and making it worse than it needs to be. So look, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'll see you all next time. I will probably be doing more of these videos in the future. I actually I quite like it just whenever something strikes my fancy, but I don't really want to make like a proper edited video on it because those things take so much time. I'm not a very good editor, so if I wanted to make it look anywhere near decent, it just takes a huge amount of time to do it. So I might make more of these in the future, we'll just see. But look, hope you guys have enjoyed. Check out the Discord, check out the stream, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace.